An impact runner. You're 29-3 up and you want to bring an impact runner on.
With a capital I. Eels. Kefu.
Just starting to lose a bit of line out ball.
Flatly. And then Herbert from Great. Lions have got to be wary of the penalty count here. I think this might be the sin bin.
Keep going.
Martin Corrie,
And continue.
just when the Lions are about to make a change in the back row, Corrie goes to the sin bin for 10 minutes. And the card was on the cards.
No complaint there. It's the right decision from Andre Watson. The Lions are killing ball. Corrie's on his feet at the moment. He stayed on his feet.
Number 8.
Well, he stayed on his feet. He came in from the right position.
Problem when you give that many penalties away and so many of them quite legitimate, the referee just thinks, next time I see it, I'll make the decision.
Quinnell there geeing everybody up as he left the field. Jarvis, his fellow countryman, replaces him. But a big change now in the Lions back row, so Keith Wood joins it. And Australia had committed everybody to that attack. So it's a long way back for Burke. And look at that reception committee. Jarvis, one of them. Yes, there's a foot out. Jarvis, throw-in line out. Australia.
What about Keith Wood again? So quick-witted, so powerful.
But it's interesting now, isn't it, what's happened to the back row with Corrie off and Quinnell having been replaced.
Well, Wood's a great footballer. It was an Australian throw-in, so he didn't have to mark the channel. They filled someone else in there, put Wood there, and he just showed his range of skills.
Right, turned fly half as well, didn't he? Finnegan. Henderson was waiting for him. This is Roth. Upended by Daffy James. Out it goes to Kefu. Taken by Herbert Walker. Can't afford to give him a metre. Kefu carries on. Wilkinson to tackle or not. Now was Walker impeded. Whistle's gone again.
Well, that has to be a sin bin if that is the case. That has to be in the bin. Kefu, the danger out wide there.
Otherwise, it would be penalty try. Right up.
Almost penalty try, as you hear.
It was touch first. Okay. It wasn't. It was penalty try. I don't know who the guy is. But they got to start playing on the ball. Right now. Another word. Now. On the ball.
Well, Johnson will know his side got out of jail there. Touch first, otherwise penalty try in sin bin.
I think it's Jason Robinson, you know. Kefu comes round and that's lovely play. Robinson's actually held first of all by Walker now. It's Richard Hill is the man.
Thank you very much. Who's skipping out?
On the ball. Lovely play. Totai Kefu, he's been marked so well all season. The inside pass, and yeah, I think that's a marginal. He's not touched before, you know. Hill gets him by the shorts. That's a penalty try. That should have been a penalty try.
Now that would have changed the back row. John Eales now. Hobbling out, Austin Healy about to come on.
And of course it was in touch, which is why it wasn't a penalty try. But the Lions walked to the line there, didn't they?
Walker, fine take. Great chasing again from Hill. The effort from Gray and Herbert in the centre, well, that's gone up a few notches, hasn't it? But they're still getting no joy out of that midfield. Matt Burke, good runner with ball in hand, needs to be snuffed out in those positions. Flatley went with him. Gregan passes now to George Smith. They're giving it a go now because they simply have no option. They have to score soon. Cobain, who's joined the fray.
No. Yes.
Gregan. Flatley, he's been busy since he came on. Has he created here? Kefu out, Roth can't take.
Sums it all up. Looked to be a score, but still the Lions came pouring across in defence, and it wasn't a great pass to Joe Roth. Two floated from Kefu. Roth couldn't handle it, and would he have got in against this Lions defence anyway? Another chance goes begging.
It is looking like the Lions' day to make it their day. 15 more minutes. Keith Wood's going off. Gordon Bullock is on. And he's not happy with the cameraman.
I think he's not off for the duration. He wants stitches. He wants to get back on. You know, just summed up what's not happening for Australia. Kefu almost gave the try-scoring pass. It would have been a penalty try, maybe a sending off. He was 1 inch in touch. And there's Jeremy Paul, another bad blow for Australia.
It is a blood injury for Keith Wood. So Bullock gets his chance, like Corrie, having joined the tour late. He's into the test side. Matt Burke, this time he got past Wilkinson. O'Driscoll has put his body right on the line today. Here's Walker. Oh, this is Walker. That's what he can do. He's an amazing talent. Australia cross the Lions line and give themselves a little bit of hope.
Wow, that's brilliant play from Andrew Walker there, isn't it? He waits, he comes late on the line, inside Robinson, in and out, Bolshaw beaten. Nobody was going to stop Andrew Walker from there. It's all about the first line. Great, there it is. Robinson doesn't commit himself early, but he picks the line, he steps in, he steps out. Oh, Andrew Walker, that's brilliant.
And the Lions defence lost a little bit of shape there. Great finish, wonderful finish, but with Corrie off, one man down, and changes having been made, some of them forced. Now Matt Burke has caught the disease from Andrew Walker, and it remains at 29-8 when the Australians need every point that's going. But look at that for a finish.
He glided over there. Wonderful play from Walker. But also with that try, Australia had had a lot of ball for quite a time. And when they keep ball and they're patient, they score in the end against anyone. The Lions have to get their hands back on this ball.
Hands off now, hands off, Rob.
Oh, it was richly deserved, that try. Make no mistake. Cobain. Gregan. Flatley. And stopped by James. And just as well, because it was a well-judged kick from Roth into a bit of space in behind the winger.
And once again, David James is up to the task in defence. Not many have shackled Joe Roth like this. The Lions fans could feel that Australia have got back in this game and they're lifting their effort.
Gregan missing out Flatley this time, giving it to Gray.
Numbers, fellas. 6 against 5.
But numbers at the line out, so it's a free kick.
Yep.
And Flatley finds Finnegan this time. And no mistake.
Come on.
As Finnegan took the ball on, just like with Herbert there, muscular men, and they make ground. Lions can't seem to get their hands on the ball. Vickery makes another super tackle. Gregan, Kefu not quite sure what to do, doesn't want to hug the touchline. That's for certain.
Play on, play on, play on.
Now, was that an accidental offside, running into their own man? Referee says play on. Finnegan.
Good decision, didn't impinge on the game at all.
Burke, out it goes to Gray, and now Roth, can he finish like Wolf? He's back inside to Gray! happening here.
Superb score from Australia. The Lions, with a man down, are suddenly being stretched. And Joe Roth, lovely inside ball, out, in and out. Again, the Lions really are being torn apart while they've got a man down, and Australia have the rhythm with them. Flatly with a wide ball. Roth knows he's not going to get there. He just draws James an inside ball, and Bolshaw turned inside and out, and Gray over.
And this is a massive kick because it takes Australia up to 15 if they get it, which is all of a sudden within range. They will be 2 scores away if they convert those tries from parity. So Burke to kick, it's a biggie, and it's hit the post. Australia still need 3 scores.
You know, I have to think as well, Keith Wood has gone off, and that's made quite a bit of difference, because his work rate in defence is astonishing. He's been gobbling up everything, and he's sprinting out.
He got a standing ovation when he went off, and the cheer is there again as this talisman comes out. Can't get onto the field before the restart. The Lions just need to establish some territory in this period of the second half. A crazy period, really, when they have started to lose their shape because of the immense pressure applied by Australia.
Well, Australia get in ball and keep in ball, and it's very hard against them.
Came from behind, balls out.
Hill, Howley out to Robinson, and he knows a bit of ball retention is what's required. Howley to Wilkinson, Johnson.
No, it's fine.
Another player to breach that first line of defence. Henderson's been doing it all night.
Last feet, fellas.
Wilkinson looks for the drop goal, but he's missed it.
Smart idea from Johnny Wilkinson. That would have bolted the door.
Martin Curry is back on the field, out of the sin bin. And Keith Wood too is coming back on, so the Lions back up to their full complement, and also with Wood, who shakes hands with Bullock.
Is he off already, or is he going?
And left knee from Colin Jarvis, just taking a green and gold shirt out there. Lucky that wasn't seen. Tom Smith off, Jason Leonard on now.
David Lyons on for Australia. Walker's high ball, Johnson's captain catch.
You knocked it from 4 to 6 red, knock on.
But knocked slightly forward.
Yeah, the Lions just need to establish a bit of ball at the moment. Australia keeping it, looking very dangerous. But you know that you're not world champions for nothing, you know, and Australia were never going to just go down without a fight, and now they're fighting.
There's Lyons, prodigious talent, former Australian schoolboy captain. Big things expected of him, and big things expected of him tonight. World-class pickup from Roth. Gregan, flatly, not too much on this way, but the whistle's gone again.
It was legs, Paddy, thanks.
And it's for the knock-on.
So Joe Roth now off his left wing, working all over the park, trying to make things happen. It's a great pick-up, and the inside ball to Walker was top class, but it's still not quite happening. They've had a burst of points, 16 points between them, 7 minutes to go. That clock is ticking fast if you're a Wallaby at the moment.
Come on, fella. Come on. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. Let's go for the engage. Set. Right, good. Early push. Give us the ball. Give us the ball.
Free kick for the early shove.
Early push, 2 in a row.
Again, it's another tightrope to walk
On your feet,
because you
Rick,
don't
get
want to
up.
be pushing second.
Roll away.
Foley's drive, then Styles. Kefu. Flatley. They're wanting to get it to their strike men. And why not? We've seen what Walker can do. We know what Roth can do. Flatley held by Wood.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Gregan. Kefu. It's relentless. Advantage being played. Long blast penalty. Simbin again.
I can't keep on walking. Slowing the ball down. Let go of the ball. Number 3, go.
Phil Vickery.
He was on the blind.
Well, Australia are finishing strongly now, and the Lions being forced to try and just take the heat out of the game. Andre Watson saying you've got to be positive.
It's a great game.
The British and Irish fans are booing.
Listen to me. Just listen to me. You're not going to protect the score by being negative. Play positive and defend. That's it.
Andre Watson turns coach.
I think he's got a point. It has been a super game, and both teams have played very positive rugby. The Lions, under the cosh, are just trying to take the heat out of the Aussies, and Andre Watson saying you're not going to get away with it. And another good attacking position.
Open up, please, number 4.
Through to Jarvis. Well held.
Roll away, go.
Tackle was from Flatley on Jarvis, did magnificently well. That's more like it from the Lions. And from Wilkinson. Three years after his international debut in that 76-0 when he played against Larkham. Larkham's first game at fly half for Australia. Johnny Wilkinson has matured into one of the world's best. Pivotal to the Lions, Wilkinson. Flatley throwing that just slightly forward. Not that one though. And now it's Roth, and he's running at Bolshaw. And Bolshaw needs to make this challenge, and he didn't. James got back. The insurance policy of the winger never better used. Howley, not time to throw the pass. And that's a fine kick from Howley, who's had a top-notch game.
But aren't Australia finishing well? They're showing their mettle now. Perhaps the hint of a runner in front of the ball, but the quality of the passing to get it wide was exceptional. Roth is roaming around.
And how many of that crowd belong to Britain and Ireland? Red everywhere. And what a party tonight. If the Lions hang on to this, 3 minutes left to play. Howley boots it away. Roth. Corrie. Gets away from Cobain. He's realised he's the man, having been patient so long at international level. Jarvis got a bit of a deflection. He couldn't get past Roth and was furious about that, trying to pull him back.
Deflection off Jarvis's boot as well, so Australia get the throw-in. But this is what the Lions needed. A spell in Wallaby territory. Wilkinson goes blind. Jarvis. Nothing much in that. And as Burt clears it, unluckily for Jarvis, it catches his right boot.
Remember, as you can see, the clock is stopped here. So when it gets to 80, we go skyward.
In every possible sense.
Thank you. Let's go, fellas. Nice gap, ball only, ball only.
They seem very long seconds to me. Here's Foley. The Lions where they want to be. Gregan, hand in from Corrie. Well, he's given a deliberate knock-on. I think Corrie had every right to try and scoop that in. Wasn't really a slap down, but I think Andre Watson has got just about everything else right tonight.
Yeah, credit to Watson, he's had a good game, and that's one of the reasons it's flowed tonight.
The Lions were very happy when he was selected as the referee for the first test. They thought they'd get a fair go. And they have, from the best in the world. Krukov, Howley, Hill. Wilkinson, percentages. Burke forced to play, wants to keep it in. We're inside the final minute. Oh, Keith Wood's going for an outrageous drop goal. Herbert. Well, at worst, Wood knew that he would get the support chasing through with him to put pressure on Herbert. That's Kefu. Gregan. And Lyons sets it up, but it's not going to be enough for the home team. Gregan boiling over there. Your man of the match, Stuart.
Well, we've had moments of genius from Brian O'Driscoll. We've had moments of genius from Jason Robinson. But tonight belongs to the genie. Keith Wood popped out of the bottle, and he's gone on and on and on. I've never seen a hooker cover so much ground, make so many tackles, kick so well. We called him a talisman tonight. He is a Lion legend. A great performance from Keith Wood alongside Johnson in the heart of the Lions pack.
Twice a Lion, just like Johnson. They were so key 4 years ago, and they are giving the Lions a 1-0 lead in this series against the world champions. Howley, Hill, when it goes dead, the game's dead. Wilkinson, Henderson. Burke has to keep it alive. James has caught him. George Smith. Flatley. Gregan. Well, he's kicking out. And this has to rank as one of the greatest achievements in the Lions' history. But the referee's decided there are a few more seconds left. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. It had to be the final whistle. And Australia, the leading superpower of the world game, has been rocked by the Lions' own power and their thought tonight. What a clever game they played. It's the Lions who have the momentum.
A statement for the Northern Hemisphere, and of course the British and Irish Lions. They've beaten the mighty world champions in their own backgrounds. John Eales, he was subbed. Larkin went off injured. It's only the first game, though. We saw in the second half how Australia fight back. Expect a massive backlash in Melbourne, but the Lions showed they're ready for this series, and now they're in pole position. What a performance, what a match.
And that's a major point, isn't it? We had enough glimpses there in the second half when the Australian machine was starting to run. They did make a slow start. The Lions made a wonderful start, of course they did. But the Australians were slow out of the blocks, and when they started to play, they looked a different team. They looked more like the team we know. And that is the warning. That is the big message to the Lions tonight. It's 1-0. It's magnificent, but it's still only 1-0.
Well, the power of the Lions to the fore. But what a delight to see the genius of Jason Robinson and Brian O'Driscoll. For so long we've trailed behind New Zealand, Australia, South Africa. Today the gap was made by the sheer brilliance of some men, and the forwards supplemented. That man, Keith Wood, Smile you may, Keithwood. Magnificent.
And the build-up, Stuart, to this match was doused in petrol, wasn't it? It was waiting to go off, but the players didn't have time for the funny stuff.
No, tremendous effort from both sets of players. Australia will be hurt with the way they went in the first half. They let the Lions build a lead, and they weren't going to get caught. They'll be a different kettle of fish come Melbourne next Saturday. But, well, it's 1-0. Halfway there. What a start to the series.
The Lions went 1-0 down in '89 in this country and came back to win 2-1. Now they hold the advantage. And the smiles from the players who weren't lucky enough to be involved.
And Delalia is going home, but look at the grin there. Says it all. Thought for Robert Howley as well. Brilliant in 1997. He had the injury, ruined his tour, ruined his rugby life. He was brilliant tonight. Martin Corrie, from journeyman to international star. Unbelievable story. Vice captain in Canada, hero in Brisbane.
All around us, red shirts, flooding all over. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Keithwood, the phrase wildest dreams springs to mind. Do dreams get any wilder than this?
Yeah, it's magnificent, but it means all our job's going to be doubly hard because they're bitten, they're hurt, they're going to come back a damn sight better next week. Starts with a tough couple of weeks.
Psychologically, how important was it to score as early as you did?
It's very important, obviously, but I mean, I can't even tell you what half happened in the match. My head's all a-frazzle at this stage, but it was brilliant.
Take this away with you. You were the Zurich man of the match. Well done, Keithwood. Talk to you a bit more later.
Pinch yourself back home. You are not dreaming. You have just seen the British and Irish Lions produce a devastating performance against the world and Tri-Nations champions Australia. 1-0 to the British Lions. As you can see what that means to the entire tour party. They've had some stick over the last few weeks. They're underway and they'll take some catching by this Australian side. Now we'll be digesting all that after the break, but after that, here on Sky Sports 1 at 12:30, there's highlights of this morning's other test match between the All Blacks and France. Then it's live golf at 3 o'clock and action from the third day of the Murphy's Irish Open, and live